Hi, I'm Jeff Tamakis, certified teacher of the Michael Chekhov technique. Today we're going to be talking about inspired acting, what it is, and how do we get there?
The pocket, the zone, the matrix. Call it what you will, it is that moment when the actor is completely connected to the character they are playing. You are completely in control of your character, and your character is, well, feels like it is completely in control of you. It represents both complete effort and no effort at all. Often, actors will leave this state of intense focus and concentration with little to no memory of their performance whatsoever. A lot of actors will say, "The next thing I knew, I was taking a bow during curtain call." They only know that they were completely and totally living in the moment, and it felt wonderful. This state of mind isn't just for actors. Athletes talk about being in the zone, a state of supreme focus when they're performing at their peak potential. Writers talk about books that practically write themselves. Their inspiration is so great. Visual artists, singers, even salespeople talk about this incredible state of mind when everything is happening in a state of flow. For many actors, achieving this state of mind is the goal. They spend their entire careers trying to attain it. They speak of it as if it were an old friend whom they don't see often enough. It is the pure joy of the craft. That line between character and actor fading from black to gray. Once you feel it, you don't want to go back. The trouble is, there is no roadmap to get to inspired acting. It's always moving around. If you are a stage actor, you can prepare for the role in exactly the same way from one day to the next. Feel about the same, essentially be under the exact same set of circumstances day to day to day, and still not get there for most of your performances. In this instance, film acting is hardly any different. Your ability to truly live in the moment may not only vary from day to day, but from take to take. And don't get me started on auditions. So I can't promise that using the Michael Chekhov technique will get you to inspired acting every single time you use it. But what I can say is that using this technique will vastly increase your chance of achieving true inspiration in your work. This is the chart for inspired acting. I based this on Michael Chekhov's original chart to describe what the technique is and what it does. Here's a closer look. Characterization, composition, ensemble, objective, atmosphere, improvisation, imagination, psychophysical exercises, radiation and receiving, sensations and feelings, qualities of movement, style, and what Michael Chekhov called the four brothers in art: beauty, ease, entirety, and form. All work together, alone and as a whole, in helping you towards your goal. The Chekhov technique is one of the only techniques that actually articulates inspired acting as its goal for its process. For Chekhovian actors, this goal is the state of complete transformation of you, the actor, into your character, in as much as that's physically and psychologically possible, of course. Michael Chekhov said, "Every true artist, and especially talented actors, bear within themselves a deeply rooted and often unconscious desire for transformation." Chekhov intended these tools to be a simple and practical means for calling up energy and emotion while joining with the actor's body, psychology, and voice with the unique character he or she is bringing to life. What's more, we can use these tools independently of the actor's personal experience to create uniquely truthful characters on stage and on film. Here's an example. I've taught this technique to the very young and the not so very young. And one of the recurring questions that I often get is, how can I play being in love when I've never actually been in love? Or at least not in love to the level of Romeo and Juliet, or Rick from Casablanca, or Stanley Kowalski. And here's my answer. Love is a physical process as much as it is a psychological one. It is a state of physical and psychological expansion. I like to say that love is a state of constant expansion. When we see someone we are in love with, we expand. This is both a tangible expression and an intangible one, physical and psychological. Chekhov helps us to recognize both kinds of expansion and play them truthfully on stage. This is what he means by psychophysical exercises. One of the biggest misunderstandings of the Michael Chekhov technique is that people think that it's an outside-in kind of technique. In other words, when you do something physical, that would create an emotional response within. Sort of like, I am sad. Oh. This is kind of like the opposite of what American method acting is generally seen as. In American method acting, the actor creates an emotional moment within themselves and uses that interaction to motivate an external response, a movement, some kind of action, physically. But the truth is, the Michael Chekhov technique does not recognize inside to outside or outside to inside as any kind of a thing. If I am sad, I know it because I physically feel sad. If I am angry, my heart begins to race, my face begins to flush, I begin to shake uncontrollably. There is no inside to outside or outside to inside in real life. It's all connected. For example, if I smile, I'm smiling because I am happy. And I am happy because I am smiling. This is a little known fact. You can make yourself happy by smiling. Haven't you ever heard fake it until you make it? Smile, you'll feel better. Smiling actually sends endorphins to the rest of your body and actually makes you feel happier. This is universal. Most cultures have smiling as an indicator of happiness. At the same time, most cultures also have this as an indicator of being sad. This is called keening. And I can make myself feel sadness by just doing this exercise over and over. If you don't believe me, try it at home. Just do this. Grab yourself like this and shake like this until you start to feel it. Guarantee you will start to feel something, and it's probably going to be sadness. However, if you don't, that's okay too. The Chekhov technique allows us to tap into these archetypal gestures and physicalizations, as well as universal concepts of atmosphere, of space, of archetypal characterizations and feelings, to create truthful moments, feelings, and characterizations on stage that are unique to us as individuals. And this brings me to the last thing I wanted to talk to you about today, and this is using your creative individuality to achieve inspired acting. The actor must recognize that there is no right or wrong way to perform a role. You are unique, and as a result, and as a consequence of your uniqueness, you will bring your own take and your own creative individuality to any role that you take on. This sounds like an obvious statement, but the reality is there are far too many actors who are obsessed with making the right choice with regards to their characterizations, to their emotions, to their objectives on stage and in film. This way of thinking prohibits actors from taking risks in their work, and instead they end up portraying cliches of characterization and the same old ways of portraying objective and emotions. The fact is, there is no right or wrong approach to our work. There is only true or untrue. And truth is subjectively connected to us as individual artists. The Chekhov technique seeks to ennoble the actor as an artist who is completely in charge of their own sense of truth in their characters, in their emotions, and objectives. It seeks to hone the actor's own feeling of truth so that they are completely free to create something that is unique to themselves. How can we attain inspired acting if we do not enjoy total and complete freedom of expression in our work? Spoiler alert, we can't. I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, like it or subscribe. There's going to be a lot more of these in the future. If you'd like to learn more about the Michael Chekhov technique, we are holding 3 great workshops over the next 3 Saturdays at our studios in Troy, Michigan. And if you want to take our Intro to Michael Chekhov classes, they begin in March. If you want more information, go to www.michiganchekhov.com and read all the details you want there. See you guys later.